Hello lovelies, my name is Julia, I am the Paisley person, and welcome back to the Paisley Party.
It's art time!
I'd like to try a new kind of episode, and I don't just mean this new narrator avatar, but while we're on the topic, hello! These took forever to make and delayed the video way long, so sorry for that. But I wanted to try a sort of meet and greet, to formally introduce you to some of my favorite characters. They're bound to pop up on the channel at some time or other, so I might as well establish some background now. I actually originally planned to fit 2 characters into this episode, but I way underestimated how much footage I recorded. Usually my recordings are about 30 to 40 minutes, but since I included 3 characters and started from the sketch, which I don't always do, I had an hour and 40 minutes of recording. Cutting it down to 12 minutes was about as fast as I could go without inducing headaches with the playback speed, so I hope you don't mind the longer video. But I've rambled enough, let's jump in. Whether you realize it or not, you all know Meg. She's been my mascot for streams, for my 2019 Art Fight intro, my 2021 Art Fight banner, and now in my YouTube intro. She was one of the first designs I made for myself that I was actually happy with. And, you know, for being one of my favorite characters, I don't give her as much love as I should. She has a lot of art, because I default to using her in commission examples or here on the channel, but she's lacking a bit in the just for fun art department. That and story building are usually my whole foundation for connecting with a character. And without either, it seems like a miracle she's been a favorite for so long. We have a complicated relationship. I feel like I'm about to tell you some sort of tragic backstory. Well, I guess I am about to tell you a backstory. It's only a little tragic. For context, I don't talk about this much, but I struggle with depression. This isn't a sob story, I don't want your pity, and I'm doing better now. But when I was about to graduate college, I was at an all-time low. At that point, I'd only just started getting professional help, just coming to terms with why I felt so bad for no apparent reason. Dealing with my feelings in a healthy way was new to me, and I was still trying to figure out what worked. Plus, it didn't help that my world was rocking. Like many, maybe even most students, I went to college straight out of high school, so all I'd ever known was student life. I never had a part-time job, no exposure to the workforce, and with graduation right around the corner, that was all about to change. And you know those kids that were considered gifted and sailed through the early years of school, but later on they're severely underprepared because they never learned how to study? Yeah, that was me. I was literally so panicked and overwhelmed my last year, I seriously wanted to drop out with even only a month or so left. I didn't, mostly because of the looks my parents gave me, but it was not fun times. I was desperate for anything to make me feel better. That last semester of school was putting me over the edge. Medication and therapy wasn't cutting it anymore. I guess because I was looking for an outlet, I noticed some of the artists I followed posted vent art on occasion. Now, present me can say that after trying it, I don't recommend it. It just made me feel worse in the long term. But past me didn't know any better, and past me decided to try it. Even then, I felt kind of guilty putting any of my characters through vent art. I told myself, oh, they're already pretty developed, the vent art would be out of character for them. But really, I think I just didn't want to see anyone else feeling as broken as I did in the moment. What I thought I needed, and what I didn't have, was a new character to represent me, Sona. I wasn't super familiar with the concept of Sona characters back then. I thought a Sona had to be a hard and fast, near replica of a person in everything but physical design. Pro tip, they don't actually have to be. I don't know why I thought taking this so seriously would help me make better vent art or feel better doing it, but I put way too much effort into developing Meg. I remember hanging out in the commons between classes searching Sonas on my laptop. Although I didn't and still don't consider myself a furry, I found so many guides and resources on developing them that I ultimately settled on making myself an honest-to-goodness fursona. I settled on one guide I liked and latched on, following it absolutely step by step to the letter to develop Meg. Remember, this was all for the sole purpose of dumping my depression on. Literally any character would have worked. But I guess in my tunnel vision, I thought all this would help somehow. I don't even remember the specific guide I used anymore, but the first step in this fursona guide was, obviously, picking your animal. And I know you're probably thinking, ooh, a cat fursona, how basic. And you're right. I'm normally the first to jump at weird, different, exotic animals, mythical creatures, and hybrids. But if I was picking an animal that actually represented me, the only one I could justify was a cat. If I could sleep all day and have my productive zoomies at night, I'd be living the dream. I don't usually like to be touched, and when I do, it has to be on my timetable and my terms. It's a sensory thing. I'll definitely fidget with tassels or twirl my hair or play with other forms of string. I'm easily distracted by shiny things, and if you've seen that Tumblr post about being like an adult cat, that you can sort of make it on your own, but someone should probably take care of you, I feel that on a spiritual level. So, going with a basic cat, I had to rely on colors and patterns to make her unique to me. My absolute favorite color is this warm reddish magenta, and my favorite color scheme is magenta with white and this light tan. Honestly, any pop of color with neutrals is perfection. There's a running theme here. Moving to markings, I've always loved animals. Any animal. With that bald face marking. It's so cute. So the rest of the body started out tan, and I kept breaking up her markings with these stippled spot gradients until I got a color balance I was happy with. And I wouldn't be the paisley person without paisleys, so I added some flourishes along her neck and arms and legs. I kept my hair long back then, and the easiest way to wrangle it was to pull it half back in a hair clip. Similarly, I gave Meg a half bun, but her curls are a little more manageable than mine, mostly because they're easier to draw than my kinky mess was. Now, I mentioned I used Meg for vent art, and the reason I personally don't recommend vent art is although I did feel better in the short term to get my feelings out, I realized the more I made, the more I was sucked right back into my negative feelings. I'd look back on the pieces I made, see this character I made after myself. I saw me trapped in this loop forever. I mean, I felt too guilty to even draw my other characters in the same context, so why I ever thought drawing myself, or even a character to represent myself, would have any other result is beyond me. I should also mention that at the time, I was kind of embarrassed about my character hoarding hobby as a whole, let alone Meg, so I never told anyone about her. I had no friend or therapist or outside view to help me realize this was such a self-destructive cycle, so this probably went on even longer than it should have. But once I did finally have my epiphany, I kind of tucked Meg away for a while. I planned to just ditch her, forget about the art, and move on to a new coping mechanism. But something just kept nagging at me. I couldn't let her go. The longer I thought about it, I eventually realized, wait, I could turn this on its head. Instead of making Meg relive my bad experiences, I could give her good ones that I actually wanted for myself. So now I draw her like this, with friends, having fun, doing the things that I like to do. You might think it's dumb or cringy, but it did help, and it does still help, and if it works, it works. I'm by no means a professional, and a professional has never approved or not approved this method or anything. It's just one outlet I've found that works for me. Dealing with depression sucks. It's messy, and it's hard, and it's exhausting. If you're in the same boat, please take care of yourself. Find professional help if at all possible, and just be patient with yourself. Meg, to me, is kind of a testament as to how far I've come, in a way. She came from a dark time in my life, but look at her now. She overcame the low place because I overcame it first. She doesn't have the traditional backstory most of my characters have, and I'm still fleshing out her art gallery with new, happier art. But because of where she came from, Meg will always be super special to me. Meg is just one of my many, many characters, and I swear the others don't have as heavy a history as Meg. I've already recorded the footage for a second character because I thought I'd be able to fit them both in this video, so I guess I'll do at least one more episode of these. But let me know if this series is something you'd like to see more of. A lot of my characters are from other designers, or from some of the more popular species groups on DeviantArt, like Impims, Packapillars, Anucodals, Briarlings, Plotties, Snaptrap. So maybe if it's something you'd like to see, and I get permission from my designers, we could feature some new artists on the channel. I hope you did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and happy arting!